Hello. Welcome to Lori's Classroom Stories and Crochet.
Hi, it's Lori and I'm here with a classroom story. But it's not a classroom story, it's a family story. My stepdaughter is here from California with her son, so my grandson, and he's being raised bilingual, which reminded me of a really hilarious story about the first time me and my daughters, who were in their teens, and my husband and his younger daughters, who were at the time either 2 or 3 and 5, we met them. Everybody met for the first time. The kids all met for the first time. We went to a Chinese food restaurant. Sorry about the glare in my glasses. But anyway, at the time, the 5-year-old was particularly interested in other languages, but apparently only thought that there was one other language, and that other language was Spanish. It's the only other language. Well, she found out that my girls both were in Spanish class, because again, they were teenagers, so they were learning Spanish. They asked, how do you say dog in Spanish? Which is perro. And you do need to kind of roll the R, otherwise it's the word but, as in everything but, just one T. Anyway, perro is dog. So my daughters say this to her. Remember, we're at a Chinese restaurant. The waitress comes up and asks, what we want. And the 5-year-old decides to ask the waitress not if she has a dog, but if she has a perro. The waitress did not understand her. Thought she said, do you have a pillow? She said, yes, at home to sleep at night. So yes, we had to have a discussion about that. There are a lot more languages than just English and Spanish. So yes, perro and pillow, not the same thing. And there you go. So good times. I am here for 2 things. I finished this all the way. So what I ended up doing to get some extra length, I added some double crochet herringbone stitch, and I feel like now it's long enough. It's all the way down. And then I did a couple rows on the side, but I did some kind of funky things to give it, so it's kind of open here. I don't even want to explain what I did there because, I was making it up. But anyway, it was all a herringbone stitch once I went all around with one single crochet. Anyway, but the other reason I'm here, and I will insert a picture of that. The other reason I'm here is MYC724, Lori the Armchair Chef. I did the Jada and Stitches stocking. Now, there's a few on her playlist from the challenge, but I did the vintage, I think it was labeled vintage one. But I was like, I need it to be a little bit bigger. So I used the chunky yarn. Oh, hold on. I'm going to go grab it. Okay, so the chunky yarn, the Serenity Chunky in colorway After Dark. Oops. So there were 3 balls of this. This is all that's left. So it called for a lighter weight yarn and a smaller hook. So I did an 8mm hook with this. And so it was basically 2.5 balls. And then I used this at the top. This is also from Armchair Chef Lori for my June MYC. You'll see how I use that. I still have some more ideas for that, but not right now. I've got too many other projects that are on my list. So here is the stocking. like I said, much bigger. There's the pompadoodles. I just stuck them through and then I sewed down this edge. Yeah, it's huge. I'm pretty sure my 4-month-old grandson who lives here could fit inside of this. This is actually for his dad, so that would be a funny picture. He won't fit there much longer. He's a big guy. He's a really big guy. But his dad is over a foot taller than my daughter, so it's not that surprising that he's not little. So that is my MYC724. I may do 2 more projects. I think one of the stitches from the Yarn Inspirations website, I think I'm going to do another cat gan. I'm going up. My sister's having surgery in August, so I'm going up to Oregon, and I'm staying with my stepmom's sister, so my aunt, at her house that's near my dad's house, near-ish. And she has 2 kitties that are wild, so I need to make them cat gans, and I need to make some more pumpkins. Again, with cat toys, it's really essential you always use 100% cotton if at all possible, because if for whatever reason they consume some of it, it won't hurt them like other yarns. Anyway. Also, I realized I never gave an update on the fact that I don't actually have hemiplegic migraines. They just look like them when mine are severe. But they did the genetic testing, and my neurologist is like, yeah, well, that's actually very good, because when you do have them, there's a whole bunch of things, medications and different things they can't do to help you. So it's good that I don't have them, but it's weird that I have symptoms that look so similar, but I don't have it. So just regular old pain in the butt migraines. I also got he got a new prescription for me because I get an interesting positive side effect from having surgery. After I have anesthesia, I go quite a while without any migraines, like 2 to 3 weeks, no migraines. And I know some of you are like, you have migraines that much? Yes, I have migraine symptoms close to every single day. It's just severity. But anyway, so when I told my neurologist that, he's like, oh, well then what we need to add, because you're already getting Botox if you do Vyepti. Also, it's an infusion medication, so they work really well together. And so Botox is every 12 weeks. And then Vyepti is also every 12 weeks. But so you space them out, so you get Botox and then in 6 weeks Vyepti, which is, like I said, an infusion medication. And it seems to be really helping. I don't have near the pressure in my head that I did before I got the infusion. So I'm not out of the clear. I've had some really rough days in June. Heat really messes with my whole system. Plus the weather here in Colorado likes to do this, and that's crazy. But yeah, so the infusion, because anesthesia works to kind of relieve them, he was like, oh, the infusion will too. I think we're going to have to go ahead and up the dosage on the Vyepti to get the full effect. But for now, that's where we're at. And I guess that's all my life updates. I am going to do a tutorial on how to. I'm working on a little sweater for my granddaughter. I'm using measurements based on 3T because she's in 2Ts now, where you just make it all one piece, like flat with a neck hole, and then the sleeves are attached and everything. But I've done the base part, and then I'm going to do the tutorial of how I do that, because I'm doing a pattern that you have to skip stitches, so you have to actually go down 2 rows. But Lori the Armchair Chef shared with me the same tutorial idea, but it was just straight double crochets, so you only have to go down 1 row. which is way easier. But I'm going to do this one because I couldn't find anything like it on the internet. I love that Armchair Chef Lori found that, and I will link that one as well. So if you're doing something simple where your pattern doesn't skip stitches, then you can just link to that. Anyway, I will link this pattern. You do not need to make a giant stocking. If you actually use the yarn she says, or the yarn weight she says, in the hook size she says, then it doesn't become a monstrosity. But if those in my family know, my stockings are all giant, so his was too small, so he needed a bigger stocking. Maybe not this big, but here we go. Probably next year I'll make my other son-in-law stocking. Right now he has a Dollar Tree stocking because it was so cute. It was pretty good sized, and it was buffalo plaid. It was very cute. So anyway, that's my update. That's my MYC, and there are more languages in the world than Spanish and English. A lot more. Talk to you later. Thanks for stopping by.
And subscribe. See you next time.